We're going to use the graph of 2 raised to the x power and the fact that log base 2 of x is its inverse function to come up with the graph of the log base 2 of x. As a reminder, 2 raised to the x power has a horizontal asymptote at y is equal to 0 and a y-intercept at the ordered pair 0, 1. We also know the domain element 1 corresponds to the growth factor, which in this case is 2, and the domain element -1 corresponds to the reciprocal of the growth factor. We can grab a couple more ordered pairs here to make our graph a little bit more clear, but essentially what we have here is an increasing exponential function that approaches the line y is equal to 0, but never actually gets there. The domain of an exponential function is from -infinity to +infinity, and the range are all the y values from 0 to +infinity, but not including y is equal to 0. In order to come up with the graph of the inverse of a function, what we do is we switch the x and y values of each of those ordered pairs. Essentially what happens when we do this is that we reflect the graph of f about the line y is equal to x. So all the x values become y values and all the y values become x values. So the ordered pair 0, 1 then becomes the ordered pair 1, 0. The ordered pair 1, 2 is reflected over the line y is equal to x to become 2, 1. The ordered pair 2, 4 is reflected about the line y is equal to x to become 4, 2. And 3, 8 becomes 8, 3, but that's off our graph, so we'll leave that one off. -1, 1/2 is reflected about the line y is equal to x to become 1/2 -1. Let's grab a few more to the left here so we can see a little better what's happening close to that y-axis on our inverse graph. At x is equal to -2 here, the function evaluated at -2 is going to be 2 raised to the -2, which is +1/4. So that ordered pair is reflected to the point 1/4 and -2. Let's consider this horizontal asymptote y is equal to 0. Remember, we're basically switching all the x and the y values. So the corresponding asymptote on the inverse function is going to be the vertical line x is equal to 0. And all these ordered pairs are going to be approaching that vertical line without actually arriving there. And so this is a basic sketch for this log base 2 of x graph. Notice that the domain is from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to +infinity, and we do not include x is equal to 0. The range is from -infinity to +infinity, and as with other inverse functions, we can see that the domain of the original is the same as the range of the inverse, and the range of the original is the same as the domain of the inverse. And that's what we would expect from inverse functions. Let's use the graph that we just generated to help us understand some of the properties of logarithmic functions. Here we have a logarithmic function with a base value of a. We graphed log base 2 of x a moment ago. But no matter what the base is, the domain of this logarithmic function is going to be from 0 to +infinity, and we're not going to include 0 because we're going to get a vertical asymptote there. The x-intercept is going to be at the point 1, 0. And again, we do have a vertical asymptote at x is equal to 0, which of course is the y-axis. And similar to what we saw with exponential functions, if the base is greater than 1, the graph of the logarithmic function is going to be increasing, which means that it'll look something like this. But if the base of our logarithmic function is a fraction, we'll end up with a logarithmic graph that is decreasing. But it'll still have all those other characteristics, meaning that we have a vertical asymptote at x is equal to 0, an x-intercept at 1, 0, but instead this time the graph is going to be coming in like this, so that it's a decreasing logarithmic function.